Namaskar and welcome to Midday Prime. In the next 1 hour, we'll bring you all the stories that are making news, updates from India and the world, and we'll update you about the happenings in the world of business and sports as well. We'll be getting you some interesting stories that are making headlines. First, let's look at the big news at this hour. Om Birla, the BJP MP from Kota, to be NDA's candidate for the post of Lok Sabha Speaker. Other parties, including BJD, Shiv Sena, MNF, Akali Dal, LJP, YSR Congress, JDU, AIADMK also support Birla's nomination. Swearing in of newly elected members of Parliament continues on the second day of the Lok Sabha, and NDA's candidate, Speaker candidate Om Birla, Rajavardhan Rathore, Sunny Deol also take oath. Two terrorists neutralized by security forces at Marhama Bijbehara in Anantnag district of South Kashmir. One of them was a key conspirator of the Pulwama attack. One army man martyred and another injured in the gunfight. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar visits Muzaffarpur to take stock of the situation after acute encephalitis syndrome crisis, and the death toll rises to above 100. Supreme Court refuses to pass order in the case relating to safety of doctors in government hospitals, the matter to be taken before the regular bench after the summer break. Section 144 imposed in Gaya in Bihar for specific reasons to deal with extreme heat wave conditions. No assembling of people or public meeting allowed to take place between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Coaching institutes and construction work have also been asked to remain shut during this period. Over 100 people have lost their lives due to the scorching heat in Gaya, Nalanda, Aurangabad. Moderate rains, however, have brought the temperatures down. In international news, at least 12 people killed and over 100 others injured after a 6-magnitude earthquake hits Yibin city in southwest China. The US Geological Survey says that there could be a higher number of casualties and other damage. And in sports, England take on Afghanistan in the ICC World Cup in Manchester today, and well, the hosts, they have impressed so far in the series with 3 victories. Well, here's the big news at this hour. Two-time BJP MP Om Birla is the NDA's nominee for the Lok Sabha Speaker's post. The election of Birla, who won from Kota Bundi parliamentary seat in Rajasthan, is a foregone conclusion as the National Democratic Alliance has a clear majority in the lower house. The election for the post is scheduled for Wednesday. The opposition has not yet announced any candidate for the post, while today is the last day for the filing of nominations. Birla is 57 years old. He has been an MLA in Rajasthan thrice and an MP twice, and he will succeed the 8th-term MP Sumitra Mahajan as the Speaker of the Lok Sabha.
मैं ओम बिरला जो लोकसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
And in the 2019 Lok Sabha election, Birla had defeated the Congress's Ram Narayan Meena by a huge margin of over 2.5 lakh votes in Kota Bundli. This is the seat, Lok Sabha seat from Rajasthan. And talking to the media, Birla's wife, Amita Birla, said that it's a very proud moment for the family. She also thanked the party, the BJP, for nominating Birla to the Speaker in the 17th Lok Sabha.
ओम जी में बहुत काबिलियत है, ही इज़ वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, वेरी पेशेंस मैन, तो वो उसको इस पद को बहुत अच्छी तरह संभालेंगे, क्योंकि उनको उनमें जो भी एक नेता में गुण होने चाहिए वो सारे गुण उनमें है ही सही। सेलिब्रेशन तो उसी मोमेंट से हो गया, मन में खुशी और आनंद है ही से।
And the daughters of the Kota Bundi MP are also elated at the news of their father being chosen to become the next Speaker of the lower house.
अपोजिशन बिल्कुल इस बार थोड़ा कम है नंबर में, लेकिन फिर भी अपोजिशन को अपनी आवाज़ रखनी बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि हम डेमोक्रेसी है। और इस बात का बिल्कुल पापा को भी ध्यान है क्योंकि वो कोटा में भी सबकी ही राय सुनते थे और जब भी जन सुनवाई होती थी या कुछ भी होता था वो डेफिनेटली ट्राई करते थे कि वो सब पे ध्यान दे और यही क्वालिटी वो अभी भी कैरी करेंगे।
स्पीकर का पोजीशन है वो बताया ही गया है कि वो बहुत ही इम्पार्शियल पोजीशन है जिसमें सबको सुनना होगा, धैर्य से सुनना होगा, प्लस अपनी बात भी रखनी होगी और सबको समझकर उस पर निर्णय लेना होगा। तो मुझे बिल्कुल यकीन है कि उन्होंने इतनी काबिलियत इतने आगे तक पहुंचे हैं तो आगे भी ज़रूर वो बहुत अच्छा करेंगे।
And let's go across live now to the Palam technical area, the Palam airport, where we can see this is the body of the martyred Army Major Katyn Sharma, who died yesterday in an encounter with militants, with terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. Sudhir Yadav is with us. Sudhir, put this entire, what we are seeing, these visuals into context for us. Tell us a little bit about the late Major Katyn Sharma and a little bit about, you know, what happened and how he was martyred.
बिल्कुल मार्क, देखिए दक्षिण कश्मीर के जो बडूरा अनंतनाग में है, सोमवार को जो सुरक्षा बल और आतंकियों के बीच जो मुठभेड़ हुई थी उसमें जो मेजर केतन शर्मा है उन्होंने अपना जो है सुप्रीम सेक्रीफाइस दिया है। करीब 12 घंटे से ज्यादा ये मुठभेड़ चली थी और खास बात यह है कि जो मेजर केतन शर्मा है वो मेरठ के रहने वाले हैं। अभी थोड़ी देर पहले जो रक्षा मंत्री ने उन्होंने उनको श्रद्धांजलि दी है, रेजलिंग की है दिल्ली के पालम में, और उसके बाद से उनका जो पार्थिव शरीर है वो यहाँ से जो MI-17 हेलीकॉप्टर है उसके जरिए मेरठ ले जाया जा रहा है और उसके बाद से जो वहाँ उनको जो पूरे सम्मान के साथ जो है राजकीय सम्मान के साथ जो उनका अंतिम संस्कार किया जाएगा। तो बिल्कुल ये है उसकी खास बात ये भी कि उनका जो परिवार है वो पूरा मेरठ में रहता है। और इस अगर मैं मुठभेड़ की बात करूं, तो जो दक्षिण कश्मीर का बडूरा है अनंतनाग में, उसमें काफी लंबे समय तक जो है ये मुठभेड़ चली थी और इसमें पूरी बहादुरी के साथ जो मेजर केतन शर्मा है उन्होंने आतंकवादियों का मुकाबला किया था। उसमें उनको जो लगातार जो आतंकवादियों से मुकाबला करते हुए उन्होंने जो अपना सुप्रीम बलिदान है, सुप्रीम सेक्रीफाइस है वो दिया है। Mark.
Right. Also, Sudhir, we can see that the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has also arrived and he is laying a wreath there on the mortal remains of the late Major Katyn Sharma. And you were telling us also, Sudhir, that he hails from Meerut. Tell us a little bit about his family then, and you know, what are we expecting to see now? The body, you said, is going to be taken to Meerut and will be given full military tributes will be paid to him while giving him the last rites.
बिल्कुल मार्क, देखिए जो जम्मू और श्रीनगर से उनका जो पार्थिव शरीर है वो दिल्ली के पालम लाया गया था। वहाँ जो सेना प्रमुख हैं जनरल बिपिन रावत, उन्होंने उनको श्रद्धांजलि दी। उसके बाद रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह है, उन्होंने जो शहीद मेजर केतन शर्मा है उनको श्रद्धांजलि दी। उसके बाद से जो सेना का MI-17 हेलीकॉप्टर है उसके जरिए उनका जो पार्थिव शरीर है वो यहाँ से मेरठ ले जाया जाएगा। उसके बाद से उन्हें पूरे सैनिक सम्मान के साथ जो उनका अंतिम संस्कार किया जाएगा। बिल्कुल एक बात और मैं यहाँ आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि मेरठ के ही रहने वाले जो शहीद मेजर केतन शर्मा है वो मेरठ के ही रहने वाले थे और यहाँ से जो MI-17 हेलीकॉप्टर है उसको अभी यहाँ से मेरठ के लिए रवाना हुआ है। तो आगे की जो प्रक्रिया है, आगे जो चीजें होंगी वो मेरठ में पूरी होंगी। पूरे सैनिक सम्मान के साथ उनको उनका अंतिम संस्कार किया जाएगा। खास बात यह है कि जो मेरठ का जो कंकरखेड़ा इलाका है वहां ये रहते थे, हालांकि अब उनके परिवार वाले जो हैं वो काफी उनमें दुख का माहौल है, काफी दुखी हैं। बिल्कुल। और खास बात ये भी है कि जो मेरठ से हमें जानकारी मिली थी उसमें खास ये कि उनकी माँ उषा हैं और उनके जो पिता है रविंद्र शर्मा। हालांकि माँ को जब ये बात पता चली तो वो काफी दुखी थी, काफी उनकी तबीयत भी खराब थी। हालांकि अब यहाँ की बात करूँ मैं, माँ यहाँ से जो उनका पार्थिव शरीर है वो यहाँ से मेरठ के लिए ले जाया जा रहा है MI-17 हेलीकॉप्टर।
Right, Sudhir. Thanks very much for those inputs, Sudhir Yadav there, putting into context what's likely to happen now. Those we were seeing visuals of the mortal remains of the late Major Katyn Sharma. And let's now go across now to our top story once again on Om Birla being nominated by the BJP as their candidate for the post of the Speaker. And Rajesh Raj is joining us live now with the inputs. Well, Rajesh, what are the basic reasons behind choosing of Mr. Birla as the candidate for Speaker's post?
देखिए, मार्कलिन जहाँ तक ओम बिरला का सवाल है, हालांकि वो जीतकर आए हैं दूसरी बार, 2 बार लोकसभा के सांसद दूसरी बार वो निर्वाचित हुए हैं, लेकिन 3 बार राजस्थान विधानसभा का प्रतिनिधित्व करने का उनको मौका मिला है, यानी 3 बार वो राजस्थान में विधायक रहे हैं, वहाँ पार्टी के कोषाध्यक्ष भी हैं और ये माना जाता है कि अच्छे संगठन करता है, क्योंकि राजस्थान से 25 की 25 सीटें जो हैं वो जीतने में कामयाबी मिली है एनडीए को। 24 भारतीय जनता पार्टी के और 1 सहयोगी दल के जो सांसद हैं वो जीतने में कामयाब हुए हैं, यानी राजस्थान ने 25 में 25 सांसद देने का काम किया है। लिहाजा जैसा मुझे लगता है कि क्षेत्रीय संतुलन जो है वो भी बनाने की कोशिश की गई है कि राजस्थान को जो है एक मजबूत प्रतिनिधित्व देने की कोशिश की गई। साथ ही बहुत ही लो प्रोफाइल सांसद के रूप में ओम बिरला की गिनती होती है, अच्छे पार्टी के संगठनकर्ता माने जाते रहे हैं, लिहाजा पार्टी ने उनको चुनने का काम किया है। बहुत सॉफ्ट स्पोकन है, व्यवहार कुशल हैं, सबसे मिला जुला कर जो है वो काम करने की रणनीति पर विश्वास करते हैं। तो ऐसे व्यक्ति का चयन लोकसभा स्पीकर के रूप में निश्चित रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी या जो पूरी बीजेपी है उसका ये फैसला जो है वो सही दिखाई इसलिए भी पड़ता है क्योंकि सदन के भीतर कई बार नोक झोंक और विपक्षी पार्टियों के द्वारा स्पीकर पर तोहमत भी लगाए जाने का भी सिलसिला देखने को मिलता रहा है। उनके ऊपर आरोप प्रत्यारोप का दौर भी चलता है सत्ता पक्ष को लेकर। तो कहीं ना कहीं एक ऐसा व्यक्ति जो विपक्ष को भी अपने पक्ष में करने की कुवत रखता हो, ऐसे व्यक्ति का अगर चयन स्पीकर की कुर्सी पर होता है तो न सिर्फ सदन में कामकाज ठीक ठाक ढंग से चलेगा बल्कि सांसद बहुत ही अच्छे माहौल में अपने सवाल भी पूछ सकेंगे और सदन का कामकाज ठीक ठाक तरीके से ओम बिरला चलाने में कामयाब भी होंगे। तो हमें देखना होगा, कल तक के लिए इंतजार करना पड़ेगा। कल सदन के भीतर जो है ओम बिरला के नाम की घोषणा होगी और सदन के भीतर ही चुनाव की जो प्रक्रिया है वो पूरी की जाएगी।
Right, and already he has all the support of not only the NDA allies but a few other parties are also supporting him. So he has wide support and of course it's a foregone conclusion that he will be elected as the Speaker. But you did mention that, you know, I mean, in fact even what the Prime Minister had said yesterday about the opposition and the Treasury working together in the interests of the nation, and Om Birla in a sense will have to preside over, you know, the functioning of Parliament. We've seen that the 16th Lok Sabha was disrupted many times because of an unruly opposition. You know, what does he bring to the table besides, you said, the soft spokenness? Does he have, you know, some ability to take people along?
देखिए, निश्चित तौर पर बीजू जनता दल और वाईएसआर कांग्रेस ने भी ओम बिरला का समर्थन किया है और 10 जो अन्य पार्टियां हैं उनका समर्थन जो है सीधे तौर पर जब प्रस्ताव पेश किया गया, जो प्रस्तावक के रूप में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का नाम जो है वो देखने को मिला, तो 10 पार्टियों का समर्थन उन्हें हासिल हुआ है, जिसमें जो एनडीए के पार्टन पार्सल नहीं है, बीजू जनता दल जो उड़ीसा के सत्ताधारी दल है, उनका भी समर्थन जो है वो ओम बिरला को मिला है। और वाईएसआर कांग्रेस की जो सांसद अभी जीते हैं आंध्र प्रदेश से, उनका भी समर्थन मिलेगा। तो कहीं ना कहीं आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा मार्कलिन कि जिस तरीके से सदन के अंदर लगातार अवरोध देखने को मिलता रहा है, ऐसे में ओम बिरला के लिए बड़ी चुनौती होगी सदन के भीतर सब कुछ ठीक ठाक तरीके से चलाना। फ्लोर मैनेजमेंट का काम सरकार करती है, लेकिन स्पीकर की बड़ी भूमिका होती है सत्ता और विपक्ष दोनों को साथ लेकर चलने का, क्योंकि कहा जाता है कि सत्ता अगर सदन की आत्मा है तो विपक्ष जो है वो उसका शरीर होता है। लिहाजा सत्ता और विपक्ष दोनों को साथ लेकर चलना ओम बिरला के लिए एक बड़ी लेकिन उनके अनुभव बताते हैं कि वो इस काम में कामयाब हो सकते हैं।
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for being with us. Let's move on to our next story then. And the oath-taking ceremony of the newly elected members of the 17th Lok Sabha resumed in the House for the second day. It started again today at 11 a.m. On the first day, yesterday, the Prime Minister took oath. He's the leader of the House as well. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. There was also Home Minister Amit Shah. Several other union ministers and members had taken oath yesterday. The Pro-Tem Speaker, Dr. Virendra Kumar, administered the oath to the members and continues to do so. Well, the House witnessed linguistic diversity, and some members in fact preferred to take the oath in their respective mother tongues. Also, a few members took the oath in Sanskrit language, which is obviously quite interesting. Moving on then to our next story. Two terrorists have been eliminated during an encounter which is ongoing currently. This terror operation followed the gunfight between the terrorists and the joint forces. This happened at Marhama, Bihar in Anantnag district in South Kashmir. One of them, in fact, has been identified as Sajjad Butt. Now, who is he? He is considered to be a key conspirator in the February 14th Pulwama suicide attack on the CRPF convoy, and allegedly is also provided the vehicle. He provided that vehicle used in the attack. The other terrorist has been identified as Tausif Ahmed Butt, also a resident of Anantnag, earlier acting on credible information about the presence of terrorists in Bihar, in South Kashmir district. The security forces launched a cordon search operation in the morning. This search operation turned into an encounter after the terrorists had opened fire on the forces, who retaliated. A Jawan was injured in this gun battle, the officials said, adding that he succumbed at the hospital. The exchange of fire was in fact going on when reports last came in. On Monday, as we know, an army major, Katyn Sharmas, was martyred, and another officer and two troopers were injured in an encounter with the terrorists in the districts of around Acharbal area. A terrorist was also neutralized in that encounter. And Salman Qazi is joining us on the phone line. Well, Salman, this is a major, let's say, a gain for the security forces, eliminating these two terrorists and one important terrorist, in the sense that a big name, one who was involved with the Pulwama attack, a conspirator, the one who provided the vehicles. Just give us an idea, about the general state of play as far as this is concerned, from the terrorist point of view, what they are actually, are they ultimately, are they being neutralized pretty fast?
I think, in fact, both of them were involved in the Pulwama attack. According to Army, Sajjad Maqbool Butt, who was the guy who provided the vehicle, and Tausif Ahmed Butt, the militant who was killed, was his handler. So definitely a huge success for security forces in that this was the biggest attack that security forces had faced in Jammu and Kashmir, and these two guys, militant Sajjad Maqbool Butt and Tausif Ahmed Butt, being the conspirators in this attack, and their elimination definitely is a huge success for security forces. This encounter started early morning today, and was based on a specific intelligence input. In the initial exchange of fire, two soldiers of the army were injured, and according to the army, one of them has come later to his injuries in the hospital. So this is an encounter which is right now, the operation is still ongoing. However, the exchange of fire has stopped as of the latest. That was a report with us.
Right. Also, Salman, I was asking about the general condition because the army had, in fact, told their parents also, those who are taking up the gun will be neutralized. They will be. That's going to be inevitable. And has that had some sort of an impact? Because people obviously, when the army has put this in the public domain, has told them very clearly, you take up the gun, you're going to be killed. At the end of the day, that is obviously a concern. How has that to some extent pulled the terrorists back a bit?
According to the government, the recruitment has definitely gone down in recent times, and that they are seeing this as a huge success towards their fight. Right,
Salman, I'll have to cut you short there because we're going across live now once again to the BJP headquarters, and we're going to be listening to the working president of the BJP, Mr. JP Nadda. Well, this is at the BJP headquarters. Of course, BJP working president JP Nadda has taken charge. He is going to be the working president. All the leaders, as we can see, have come to congratulate him. In fact, almost every member of the BJP is coming forward and congratulating JP Nadda. JP Nadda is going to be the working president of the party. This will be an interim arrangement until the next president of the party is chosen. Currently, the president continues to be Amit Shah, but since he has other responsibilities as the Home Minister of India, the working president's post is with JP Nadda. So he will basically be running the affairs of the party, and as we can see, he has the support of the entire party. As we can see in these visuals, the entire party seems to support this decision of JP Nadda being made the working president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Well, we'll continue back now to our next story, and moving on to this story then. The Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today visited Muzaffarpur to take stock of the situation arising from the cases of acute encephalitis syndrome in the state. According to official data, 108 children have lost their lives in the state so far. 89 children had died in Sri Krishna Medical College and Hospital, while about 19 children in fact had died in Kejriwal Hospital in Muzaffarpur. Earlier, the Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan had issued directions for immediately sending another high-level team to Bihar's Muzaffarpur to support the state in epidemiology research. And the Health Ministry has also reviewed the situation at a high-level meeting in New Delhi on Monday. The Union Health Minister said that 5 virological labs will be set up in different districts in the state. The centre has assured of all technological as well as financial assistance to the state government to deal with the crisis. Kumar Alok is with us. He's joining us from Muzaffarpur. Just put this into context for us, Kumar Alok. The situation is quite grave. But the importance that the decision that the government has taken with regard to, setting up the virological labs, this is extremely important because that's how you can ultimately trace the virus, you can trace the epidemic, and, that's the way to shut it down. Rather than, we understand that the hospital itself is overcrowded, but there are all these issues being targeted and tackled from different angles. Give us the information from the ground. What is exactly the situation right now? Kumar Alok, are you with us? Looks like Kumar Alok can't hear me, but we'll try and re-establish contact with him, and we'll come back to him and ask him for a ground update from the hospital there. Now moving on, After wearing almost a deserted look for a week, the government-run hospitals in Bengal, once again, they've started bursting with activity as the striking doctors have now joined their duty from this morning following the all-desired solution to the logjam last evening. And the breakthrough, in fact, was found after a fruitful meeting between the doctors who were on strike, the junior doctors, that is, and the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, at Nabana, in the presence of senior doctors, police, health and other administration. And well, what the junior doctors resorted to was a strike in protest against the assault on their fellow colleagues at the NRS Medical College and Hospital, the epicenter of the agitation on Monday. Mamata Banerjee held a detailed discussion with the representatives of the junior doctors from 14 medical colleges in the state. At the end of these 90 minutes of talks, which were held live on TV channels, in fact, a positive outcome emerged after the Chief Minister offered solutions and assured the doctors that they would be implementing whatever their requirements were in due course, listening patiently to every word. Mamata Banerjee tabled on-the-spot solutions and suggestions which were welcomed by the doctors' representatives, and she also said that strong action will be taken immediately whenever any untoward incident took place. And in a related incident, the Supreme Court today deferred the hearing on a plea seeking protection of doctors in government hospitals, saying that since doctors have called off their strike in West Bengal and other states, there is no urgency to hear this matter. A bench of Justices Deepak Gupta and Surya Kant said that it will not issue notice, but is keeping the larger issue of protection of doctors open. Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association, they have also filed an impleadment application. They want to become part of the application, the court's intervention into the plea, and they have already filed saying that protection needs to be provided to the doctors across the country. So the bench has said that it needs to take a holistic view in providing security to the doctors. The court has also offered that it is a serious issue. It says it's a serious issue, but it can't provide security to the doctors at the cost of other citizens. And the judges have also said that they have to take a holistic view, as we said, to look at the larger picture, because the Supreme Court made it clear that it is not against the protection of doctors. The plea in the top court was filed on Friday, and it had sought directions to the Union Ministries of Home Affairs as well as Health and the West Bengal government to depute government-appointed security personnel at all state-run hospitals to ensure safety and security of doctors. It had also in fact sought directions to Bengal government to take the strictest legal and penal action against those who assaulted the two junior doctors at the hospital in Kolkata. The plea had cited an IMA data, and this data had said that more than 75% of doctors across the country have faced some sort of violence. Well, it said that the study concluded that 50% of violent incidents have taken place in intensive care units of hospitals, and in 70% cases, relatives of patients were actively involved in this violence. Well, Snehasis Sood is with us. He's joining us from Kolkata. Well, Snehasis, the matter has been resolved, but you know, with the court not wanting to intervene and give that sort of sanction for protection on the doctors, you know, I mean, well, the government has said that they're going to protect the doctors, and even the IMA says that doctors need to be protected. Are the doctors, you know, generally satisfied?
Yes, whatever our teams have seen roaming around various government hospitals in Kolkata, they have found out that the normalcy has come back. Security has been beefed up, especially in front of the emergency. The collapsible gates are closed. Only 2 patient parties are allowed to get inside with the patient, and the security in other places like outpatient departments and indoors have been beefed up. But the security audit, as has been discussed in the meeting yesterday, will take place shortly. And there was a second issue. Actually, there were 2 issues. One is the protection of the working doctors from the patient parties, and the next was the increase of infrastructure, enhancement of infrastructure. So that will take some time. But now, from the ground level, what is being seen is the normalcy is coming back. after almost a week, 6-7 days. So that is a good sign, and the doctors are working. The junior doctors and the emergencies and outpatient departments are working, Mark.
Right, Snehasis, you mentioned that the infrastructure issue now, obviously, you know, when OPDs are packed and doctors are in scarce supply, this is a supply-demand kind of a situation. Also, you know, the kind of standard operating procedures may tend to, you know, because there may be a lot of attenders that are required, and one after the other, you know, you have to keep yourself clean, in the sense that your hands have to always be clean. A lot of issues have to be taken into consideration. This is a much larger issue, and perhaps you know, the hospitals, the concerned, also have to be taken on board. What is the current situation with regard to infrastructure and the hospitals themselves and the management of the hospitals?
Yes, Mark, if we look back to yesterday's meeting, the half of the discussion was on the security and safety of the working doctors, and the other half was almost entirely devoted to the discussions on enhancement of infrastructure, like ambulance, like number of doctors, like recent equipment. But the ground reality is the number of patients overflow. That no system is able to prevent that. The state government, the chief minister has said that her government has built up several SNUs and other ICUs in various district level hospitals. Actually, the government's thrust is to beef up the treatment procedure in the district hospital, so that the patients are not coming from the districts to the state, Kolkata, but the reality does not speak so. So the major concern is the overflow of patients. There is no space, there is no required number of doctors. Now, these things will take some time, but immediately the Additional Chief Secretary Health and the Director of Medical Education were told to take steps positively, whatever is possible, to beef up the infrastructure. Mark.
And also one final question, Snehasis, you know, I mean, well, the doctors, when they went on strike, obviously there was a lot of people suffered a lot as a result, because you know, they were not being treated. Now, having put that into context for us, the people themselves, I mean, after all, the agitation was started by people attacking the doctors, in a sense. Has that, you know, people understood that perhaps you know, a doctor is ultimately just doing their job given the circumstances, and they're doing the best they can?
Yes, Mark, this situation which had taken place in the last week has given us a lot of lessons. That on one side, doctors will have to be allowed to work professionally, and whatever happens, people have to accept. And another thing, that doctors also should try their best, which they are doing professionally. But the government and the others, public in general, they said that obviously the doctors' protection should be a major issue. But the doctors' strike, and you know, as of in view of this doctor strike, several precious lives were lost, several young children had to die. So that was a very bad thing which had taken place. But let us take a lesson out of these, and let's see that this kind of situation does not come, and the doctors are secured and they can treat the patients properly, and just let the mortality rate goes down, Mark.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Snehasis Sur, for those inputs. Now let's go across to our correspondent Katyn Sharmas, who is giving us breaking news. 15 senior income tax officials have been suspended, or their services have been terminated. Arun has the details. Arun, the reasons, give us the reasons.
Well, that's right. The big development as of now is coming that the government of India has retired 15 officers from Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Now, earlier we know that last week only we saw that government had retired 12 senior officers from the indirect, primarily the income tax department. Now, the basic reason is that the government has retired these people or these officers under the Rule 56J. Now, the prominent reasons, there are a couple of reasons for that part. The reason primarily is that because of their non-performances, there were corruption charges on these officers. And of course, the primary reasons were that many of these officers were involved in the bribery case cases, extortion cases also that were being investigated against them. So now, as we know this fact that government of India as of now under Narendra Modi 2.0 is completely focusing on as to the officers, the bureaucrats primarily should be having a clean, should be clean in nature primarily. They should be transparent in their conduct. But these officers were having the corruption charges against them. They were non-performance charges against them, and therefore the reason is that earlier 12 officers from the direct taxes. So now today 15 officers from the Central Board of Indirect Taxes. That means indirect taxes was a major point today, whereby these 15 officers have been retired from now. So what 56J says now, these officers will now not be getting any kind of pension. They'll be getting at the max a salary of 3 months, but no pension for these 15 officers. They have been retired from immediate effect. So sources in Finance Ministry are clearly telling us that the government is taking strong stance against the corruption, against the non-performance, because we know this side, the bureaucrat is the backbone behind any decisions to fast track. So if in any case any decision has to be fast tracked, the bureaucrats play an important role, and when a bureaucrat is involved in corruption charges or of course in non-performance, the government is taking strong action as of now, Mark.
Right, Arun, so this is, so far we've seen action as far as the Finance Ministry is concerned and officials of the tax authorities in a sense. But, you know, the bureaucracy spreads quite far, and, you know, is the same kind of yardstick or the same kind of measure going to be applied across the board? That's the question that an average man would ask.
That's right, Mark. The intent of the government is clear. We know that this government is focusing on clean governance as of now. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power in 2014, his vision was very much clear that he'll be focusing on clean governance. That means there should not be any kind of error or opaqueness as far as the governance is concerned. And again, when in Narendra Modi 2.0, or primarily what we say is that in second term of Narendra Modi, the message and the intent is clear, because Finance Ministry is the backbone. And if in case there is any kind of lag, or if in case there is any kind of corruption that's involved in any kind of department in Finance Ministry, that can't be tolerated. And when bureaucrat who deals with all the matter as far as putting up a file or taking things forward, in that case, earlier we saw the government of India clearly taking stand against retiring these 12 people who were associated with direct taxes. Now, today, government takes a strong action as far as Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs are concerned. Now, this is a major portion where the government plans to generate more and more revenue part. And if in case there is non-performance taking place, if in case corruption charges are taking place against any officer, I think that the message is clear that can't be tolerated. And today is a big decision. This is a big decision primarily by the government of India. That's what our sources in Finance Ministry are telling us. And the government today decided to retire these 15 officers on who under the 56J rule. That means no pension for these non-performers and no pension for the officers who are under the corruption charges. And of course, the corruption charges will be handled against various departments that's going on. But yes, a big move and big development from Finance Ministry. That's what we are learning from our sources, Mark.
Thanks very much for those inputs, Arun Sharma, with that breaking news. Now moving on to our next story in Bihar, light to moderate showers and gusty winds last night brought some respite from the scorching heat in several parts of the state. Light to moderate rain occurred in Patna and Bhojpur, Saran, Shivpur, Sitamarhi, East Champaran, Araria, Purnia, Kishanganj, all these areas bringing relief from the sweltering heat. And due to continued heat wave, the state administration had ordered all schools, colleges and private educational institutions to be closed till the 24th of this month. Section 144, yes. Section 144 has been issued in Aurangabad, Gaya and Nawada till the 20th of this month, and all public activities, that's congregation of people, public, private construction work also, opening of markets and shops, all have been banned from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. And more than 100 people have died due to heat stroke in these districts in the past 4 days, as temperatures had remained above 45 degrees Celsius for several days. However, the temperatures have fallen a bit today because of the rain, bringing much relief. The rains have brought respite not only in Bihar, they have also done so in the national capital, Delhi, and surrounding areas as well. In fact, Delhi has recorded a rainfall of 10.6 mm. in the past 24 hours, and the sky is expected to remain cloudy during the day. The temperature is expected to hover around 31 degrees Celsius, which is about 9 degrees below normal here in Delhi, and air quality too is pretty good. It's moderate. So the minimum temperature was 20.6 degrees Celsius in Delhi last night, which was pretty cool, 7 degrees below average. And Kumar Alok is now joining us with inputs from Muzaffarpur in Bihar. Well, Kumar Alok, can you put us into, give us the context now, give us the latest information with regard to the acute encephalitis syndrome outbreak there, and the number of deaths, also what is being done by the government and the administration in tackling it?
देखिए यहाँ पर 107 जो सवेरे 8 बजे का बुलेटिन जब जारी हुआ था तो 107 मौत की पुष्टि हुई थी मुजफ्फरपुर के एसकेएस मेमोरियल हॉस्पिटल और केजरीवाल हॉस्पिटल दोनों को मिला करके। लेकिन नीतीश कुमार जब 10 बजे के 10:30 के करीब यहाँ पर विजिट करने के लिए आए तो उसमें उनकी देखरेख में उनके सामने भी एक मौत हुई यहाँ पर, और उसके बाद एक और मौत हुई, यानी 109 टोटल डेथ टोल इस मुजफ्फरपुर में। अगर हम मुजफ्फरपुर की बात करें तो दोनों हॉस्पिटल को मिला करके 109 डेथ की पुष्टि हो चुकी है। और अगर देखा जाए कि सीतामढ़ी हो चाहे समस्तीपुर हो, चाहे समस्तीपुर हो, चाहे बेगूसराय हो, वहाँ भी इंसेफ्लाइटिस से मौतें हुई हैं। और टोटल अगर हम इसको कहें तो कुल जो इंसेफ्लाइटिस से भी मौत हुई है बिहार में वो 135 के करीब पहुँच चुकी है। अगर आपने हीटवेव की बात की तो हीटवेव की जो खासकर गया, औरंगाबाद और नालंदा, इन जिलों में जिस तरीके से 144 लगाया गया है, यानी 11 बजे से लेकर आप 4 बजे तक नहीं निकलना है। बहुत ज़रूरी काम अगर आपको घर के लिए हो तो आपको वहाँ घर से निकलना होगा बाजार में, लेकिन ऐसे आपको नहीं निकलना है। लेकिन इन 3 जिलों के अलावा जहानाबाद में भी 144 लागू कर दिया गया है। वहाँ भी डीएम ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कहा है कि 11 बजे से 4 बजे तक कोई ऐसा वर्क नहीं होगा, न कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क होगा, न मनरेगा में वर्क होगा। तो 100 से अधिक जाने जा चुके हैं पूरे हिटवेव में। और ये हिटवेव सिर्फ गया, औरंगाबाद, नालंदा और पटना तक ही सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि पूरे बिहार में इस समय गर्मी शबाब पर है और लोग इस समय परेशान हैं। प्रशासन अपनी ओर से पूरी कोशिश कर रही है कि इस हिटवेव से लोगों को कैसे बचाया जाए।
But Kumar Alok, what is the temperature like now? Has the temperature come down because of overnight rains that have been reported in the areas where there was a severe heat wave?
यहाँ 46 या अभी यहाँ कोई बारिश नहीं हुई है। टेम्परेचर अभी भी यहाँ 45 से लेकर 46 डिग्री मुजफ्फरपुर की अगर हम बात करें, बारिश मुजफ्फरपुर में नहीं हुई है। बिहार में और अन्य कई जगहों पे बारिश की संभावना जताई गई है आने वाले 24 घंटों में।
Okay, thanks very much for those inputs, Kumar Alok. So extremely important information that he's given us. In fact, that the temperature still remains above 45 degrees. In fact, where he's standing, it's about 46 degrees currently in Muzaffarpur, and that's the area where there's also acute encephalitis syndrome. We're going to move now into our business segment. It's time. We're going to take a short break, in fact, before that, and we'll take this break and then come back for our business segment.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस 2019 के अवसर पर देश दुनिया के हर कोने में मनाया जा रहा है योग महोत्सव। देखिए डीडी न्यूज के साथ योग दिवस की महाकवरेज, योग गुरुओं के साथ संवाद।
योग ये यात्रा शुरू होती है शरीर से जाकर के मन, प्राण, आत्मा और परमात्मा में पूरी होती है।
योग आयुर्वेद उन सिद्धांतों से ज्यों-ज्यों हम विमुख होते चले गए त्यों-त्यों हमारी जिंदगी अशांति से भरती चली गई।
स्वस्थ जीवन शैली के लिए योग सूत्र।
नमस्कार, योग सूत्र में आपका स्वागत है।
हेडेक्स के लिए कुछ हम ग्रीवा चालन करेंगे, गर्दन के लिए और कुछ हम कंधों के लिए करेंगे।
मानसिक संबल का आधार योग मंत्र।
वो मनुष्य सर्वोच्च योगी है जो सभी को एक दृष्टि से देखता है।
योग पर्व लगातार कवरेज सिर्फ डीडी न्यूज पर।
And welcome back. It's time now in Midday Prime for news and updates from the world of business. And Munmun, my colleague, has all the news from the world of business. Over to you, Munmun.
Thanks, Mark. The CEO of Niti Aayog, Amitabh Kant, has said that a circular economy has the potential to generate 1.4 crore job opportunities over the next 5 to 7 years. He added that a circular economy also has the potential to create lakhs of new entrepreneurs. Speaking at an event organized by FICCI, Amitabh Kant said that sustainable development and resource circularity is the need of the hour to implement circular economy. Auto tariffs have increased for Delhi commuters from today. Delhi Transport Authority has issued a notification affecting a 18.75% increase on existing rates. The move will impact owners and drivers of over 90,000 auto rickshaws plying in the city. According to the notification, the meter down charge will be 25 rupees for the first 1.5 kilometers instead of the existing 2 kilometers. Besides that, the per kilometer charge has been increased from the existing 8 rupees to 9.5 rupees. SBI-led consortium has given up revival bid for Jet Airways. SBI on Tuesday filed insolvency plea against the crisis-hit airline under Section 7 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code at the National Company Law Tribunal in Mumbai. The tribunal will be hearing the plea on the 19th of June. Unable to find a taker after months of negotiations, the consortium of lenders led by SBI finally decided on Monday to take the grounded airline to the Bankruptcy Court for resolution. After the meeting of the 26 lenders on Monday, SBI in a statement said that after due deliberations, the lenders have decided to seek resolution for Jet Airways under the Bankruptcy Court since only a conditional bid was received. Increasing its flight network by more than 50%, Vistara has announced addition of 62 new flights connecting Mumbai and Delhi with other cities across the country from the beginning of this month. It also announced a 48-hour sale from 18th to 19th June. And benchmark indices gave up their morning gains to trade flat during the afternoon session on Tuesday. The benchmark Sensex was trading 28 points higher at 38,988. Nifty climbed 3 points to 11,675. That's it, Mark, in Business Prime. It's back to you.
Thanks very much, Munmun. And now let's take a look at what's making news across the globe. Here's our world segment. Well, calm has set in Hong Kong on Tuesday as the protests against the controversial extradition bill dwindled to around a dozen activists camping around the city's seat of government. More than 1 million people had marched through the streets of the financial hub and surrounded the Legislative Council building on Sunday to call on Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam to completely withdraw the bill that would allow people to be sent to mainland China for trial. Lam has suspended debates on the bill on Saturday, and also protesters who remained outside the Legislative Council building said that they will continue keeping a presence to ensure that the government will not quietly pass the extradition bill when the public awareness winds down. So the government offices in the area, they resumed work on Tuesday morning and the roads have been opened for traffic. And in the 2019 Bonn Climate Change Conference kicked off in Bonn, Germany on Monday with a call for adhering to the path of the Paris Climate Change Agreement. This year's Bonn conference is tasked with mapping out final guidelines for the implementation of the Paris Agreement on climate change based on the achievements set during the 24th Conference of Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change last year. To accelerate international action on climate change, UN Climate Change Executive Secretary Patricia Espinosa has said that, in fact, was attending the opening of the conference, and she praised China for leading the international efforts in tackling climate change issues and also promoting the progress of the Paris Agreement. Well, Iran has said that it would breach internationally agreed curbs on its stock of low-enriched uranium in 10 days, a move likely to strain already high tensions with Washington, but it added that the European nations still had time to save a landmark nuclear deal. US-Iran tensions are worsening following accusations by the US administration and Donald Trump himself that Tehran carried out attacks last Thursday on 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman, which is a vital oil shipping route, and Iran has denied any role in this. But Tehran has also said that it may, in May, that it would reduce compliance with the nuclear pact that it had agreed with the world powers in 2015 in protest against the United States' decision to unilaterally pull out of the agreement and reimpose sanctions last year. And let's take another short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Let's now go across to our world sports segment. And Narayan has all the details from the world of sports. Over to you, Narayan.
Thanks, Mark. First, we start with the match. We will start after a short while. England captain Eoin Morgan won the toss and decided to bat first against Afghanistan in the World Cup match. James Vince and Moeen Ali are in for England in this match because Jason Roy is injured, and a pitch looking good for the spinners. It is the same ground where India defeated Pakistan. It's good for spinners and assist the spinners. Let's take a look at the preview where England will be looking to take a step closer to the World Cup semi-finals when they take on Afghanistan in the Manchester today. Eoin Morgan's side have impressed with 3 victories from 4 matches so far at this World Cup. The only blip coming in a surprise defeat to Pakistan at Trent Bridge, while Afghanistan have endured a disappointing time thus far and are winless in the tournament so far.
Bangladesh captain Musharraf Mortaza won the toss and opted to field against West Indies. Bangladesh soon got rid of the first big threat early in the 4th over as Chris Gayle registered a 13-ball duck. Evan Lewis, who also registered a half-century before falling for 70, laid the foundation with hope as the duo scored 116 for the second wicket in the next 21.1 overs. West Indies had scored just 32 in the power play, but Lewis picked up the scoring rate just a bit to lift the side to 82 for 1 in 20 overs. He got to his half-century in the 23rd over and was looking ominous as he struck a 6 against Shakib Al Hasan soon after. The opener though went for 1 too many and was caught at long on to give Shakib the first wicket. Bangladesh then pulled one back when they dismissed Nicholas Puran with just 159 on board in 33.2 overs. Hedmeter's assault caught Bangladesh by surprise as the left-hander soon raced to 44 of just 18 deliveries. Despite the big start, Hedmeter slowed down a touch and completed his 50 of just 25 balls and equaled the record set by Alex Carey earlier in the tournament. A 6-sitting competition ensured between the West Indies middle-order batsmen as Hope continued to play second fiddle to the power hitters. Hedmeter struck a 104-meter 6 before falling to Mustafizur Rahman for a 26-ball 50.
England captain Eoin Morgan said his injury has improved considerably and he is feeling fit enough. At the same time, he is more impressed with the New Zealand performance than that of India. Talking about Bhuvneshwar Kumar's injury, Morgan said that in the next 15 days, injuries and surprises will be seen.
Drastically improved. I've had extensive treatment and medication the last 2 days, which have helped me no end. I've had a small hit in the nets and hopefully be fit to play in the morning. It will all depend on how I pull up, but aiming to play tomorrow.
How do you look at India's performance, and do you think they have emerged as your strongest opposition?
I think New Zealand are sliding under the radar. They're extremely strong at the moment, along with India. Both have put in performances. We did see Bhuvneshwar Kumar go down in that last game. No doubt over next week there will be more injuries and surprises throughout the tournament. So it'll be how teams respond to that and the strength that they have within their squad of 15 players.
Now let's take a look at the points table, how the teams are standing. Holders Australia currently lead the World Cup 2019 with 8 points after 5 matches, and the 2015 runner-ups New Zealand are second in the points table with 7 points with a match in hand. India and England are placed 3rd and 4th spot respectively, followed by Bangladesh, and should follow after that Sri Lanka, West Indies, South Africa are in the points table. That's all from the sporting arena. For more updates, back to you, Mark.
Thanks very much, Narayan. And in fact, that's all the time we have for you in this edition of Midday Prime. For all the updates, you can continue to log on to our website. You can also check our Twitter handle as well as YouTube. Our YouTube handles, they're on your screen right now. DD News Official. That's where you'll get all the news and updates around the clock. Thanks very much for watching. Namaskar.